YouTubes. Today we're gonna test out some audio. We're gonna test out the ND filter on the Osmo. Test out quite a few things. I haven't moto vlogged in a hot minute. It's my first time to see how this chin mount holds up on the Ruroc. So here we go. Garage. Close. Music on. Hello, Pack Talk. How are you? Just gonna turn that guy on. The battery's probably not gonna last long in this session. Pretty trash. Get some tunes though. And today we're just going to work, man. Nothing crazy. To get some tunes going. Whoa. Alright. We live on the session. Should be live on the Osmo. Let's go. Let's roll, baby. Yo, weather is right today. It's actually gonna get pretty freaking warm. It's supposed to hit like 95 today. Just nuts. That hit pretty fast. Anyway, pending the results of audio, pending the results of video, I might put this on the tubes. About to find out. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, forgot to buckle my chest. Gotta have that chest buckle on, baby. Let's roll. Beautiful, beautiful day here in Central Texas. The weather is right now. I'm sure it's like in the 80s. Wind is minimal, which is good for me. This bike, the MT-09, dude, it's a light bike, right? Like, don't let the 900 cc's fool you. A lot of people will probably think, oh, it's a 900, it's probably got like liter bike weight and all that. It doesn't. This thing weighs like 15 more pounds than my MT-07 did, and that was a twin. So something worth noting about the MT-09 is this sucker's light. It's got a power plant that's pretty nuts for its power to weight ratio. It's torquey. I respect this bike. I respect this bike a lot, and I think it demands respect. I think you have to respect this thing because the torque curve on this thing covers every range of your RPM. There's no sweet spot. There's no, at 4,000 RPMs or 6,000 RPMs is when I get all my power. Nah. This thing's pretty even. You might get a tad bit more towards like the 5,500 range maybe. But you're getting a hell of a lot at the early RPMs, and it doesn't really taper, man. It just keeps going. One of the reasons why I like the MT-09 is that it's power on demand everywhere. It's a fun bike. You know, my MT-07 was fun too. I really enjoy the whole MT series, and I know there's other bikes out there that compete, highly comparable, but I don't know. I've liked Yamaha. I've always liked Yamaha since I was a kid. I used to work at a Yamaha dealership in high school as a mechanic. I know Yamaha, you know. The bike's great. The bike's borderline, very, very, very borderline of beginner, very good intermediate bike, and I think there's a few experts who could appreciate the MT-09. So it's not the bike's not really for the faint of heart. This thing will scoot you around, push you around, do some work. More so in the older models. The later models, I think it was 2014 to 2017, had like zero electronics on it. I think it was maybe rider modes, but even that I doubt. I think it was just purely raw 888-49cc, no traction control. I think it had ABS, no traction control, no power mode, so you got a pretty raw bike. Right now I ride on TCS1 on A mode, and the bike's flashed. However, I recently looked at the ECU and I couldn't find any evidence of who might have flashed it. It might have been like a user flash. The bike's equipped with a active tune kit from FTCU. Has a $1,200 Graves exhaust system on it, which I really appreciate, because if I didn't buy this bike with that already on it, there's probably no chance I would be putting something like that on it. Super expensive, high quality exhaust, you know, made right here in America. Yeah, Graves is up there. Nobody really talks about them. I think they're very I think they're small time, you know, compared to like a Krapovich and all the other major brands that people go for. You know, you got a Krapovich, you got M4, I mean, you got SC Project. A lot of these companies are like European, you know. M4 I think is an American company. So is Graves. You're not gonna find a lot of American-made exhaust. Graves is on that list. Graves makes I think they're out of San Diego or something like that, California. So yeah, it's got a $1,200 full titanium to a carbon fiber canister exhaust system on here. Swapped out the handlebars to these Pro tapers. Did I need to? Nah. Do I feel a big difference? Not really. These are the Evo Pro Taper Evo Carmichaels. It was a bit tedious getting these on, to be honest. Just making sure I had all my instrumentation in the right spots. If you didn't know, these perches for the clutch and the brakes, and even the switches, they all got notches, they all got knobs, or like almost like a dowel pin kind of setup, where you have to drill into the Pro Taper bars to be able to line these up where you want to, or you could just go ahead and shave them off of this, shave them off the switches and the perches. But I didn't want to go that route. I think that's it's a risky route, and if you somehow lose on torque, this thing will rotate on you. So it's not something I wanted to do when I installed the Pro Tapers. However, I mean, it really wasn't that hard. It wasn't complicated. It's just time consuming and a lot of checking, making sure, you know, before you go permanent with it, that everything's where you want it to be. Bending my clutch cable support here is just a metal, it's really just a metal tube that the clutch cable rides in. They were designed for the original bars, which came up a lot higher, like maybe right over here. So the tube had more of a steeper angle. So what I had to do is I had to open that up some. Other than that, man, the previous owner threw on some TST signals. It's got the integrated tail light with the signals built in. I think the tail light's not, I don't think that's TST, to be honest. I was looking at TST's website, and the model that they have for this thing is different. I don't know what tail light that is. I don't think it's an eBay special, just because of the amount of money that the previous owner put into this thing. I don't know that they would go for like an eBay special tail light. It does have a TST Relay though, which is kind of odd. It has a rear fender delete, which is sick. Probably one of the first things I would have done was do like an undertail tuck on the tail light. This already came with it. So yeah, I bought this bike used and it damn near had everything everything that I would have put on it. A lot of it is overkill. A lot of what they put is overkill. The exhaust, I probably wouldn't have gone with $1,200 exhaust. I probably would have settled for like, I don't know, maybe a Lex Tech. I really like Lex Tech's design. Shout outs to V-Cycle Nut. I think I'm gonna, once I situate my intake and I get my a DNA filter that I'm looking at right now, it has a K&N. The snorkel mod wasn't done. The intake box mod wasn't done, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. I'll probably do that mod while my ECU's with V-Cycle Nut. I know that this thing's flashed. I've hit like 145 on it, and I think factory kind of tapers off at 132. So something's been done to this ECU. I just don't know what, you know what I mean? And without any kind of, without anything on the actual ECU box indicating who did it, I can't really find out what was done to it. So yeah, one of the things I want to do is send the ECU to V-Cycle Nut, pick up a DNA filter, cut the snorkel back, get a little bit more out of it. When I bought the bike, it had a set of Q3 pluses. I think I bought the bike like 4,000 miles ago, so it's wearing down, you know, naturally on a sport bike tire. So I think by the end of the year, I'd probably start searching for some tires. I'm leaning towards Michelin Road 6s. I think is where I want to go with that. If not, if that's still pretty high in price, which at the moment it's almost $500 for a set, which I think is a little extreme, I might settle for the Road 5s if they're still making them. Great reviews on the Road 5s, so you know, the Road 6s are probably just a tad bit better. I don't see them completely remaking it. I think a review I watched had like a 10% better tread life. Yeah, 10% on an already good tire like the Road 5 is probably not worth the extra couple hundred or 150 for a set. Yeah, shooting for some Michelin Road series, 5 at a minimum, 6 if it's better in pricing. Anyway, I'm gonna tune out now. I'm gonna play some music and hit some of these minor twisties here, so I'll hit you up.